Heroes, you are our last hope, saviors of this world. I know you can do it, as long as you stay... Oh. They're already f***ing gone! Side quest!
Now, everything just crashed.
Did it really?
No, it didn't. Okay. It just froze for a second. It buffered for a long time. There was a long beat there. All right.
Just keep buffing.
Funniest
All
shit in the
right, all
world.
right. Now I will count us in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, guys, we here at SideQuest are, well, by definition, we're doing side quests. So you know what that means? Satin, C, we have to have tried things. Like everybody's tried a few things they're afraid to talk about in their life. But here we are tonight to talk about those things. We are here to expose our dirty secrets and tell stories of how we tried things and succeeded, tried things and failed, couldn't come up with anything and stole a story off the internet and tried to tell that. So, I don't know how to begin this. We gotta... Who's going first? Let's hear it from the Peanut Gallery.
No.
Not me. I smoke too much. I gotta think.
Oh man, you've never gotten high and thought you could do something and said, "Oh, I could do that."
No, I'm chill when I get high.
Okay.
Chill and horny.
Fair enough. You know what? Actually, it kind of reminds me of the first time I got properly high. So, winding back the clock on this, I think it was maybe 2019, 2020. It was 2020 because COVID had just started, so I was quarantining. But also, I was supposed to be quarantining, but my aunt was going on vacation, so I had to house sit for her. So I had a small house in the middle of a town near where I lived, in the suburbs, and nobody around for days on end. This was also the first time I tried Tinder. So yeah, so there I was, house to myself, Tinder downloaded, swiping, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, match. We're in, baby. And you know what she says? Hey, I've got a bit of extra weed. You ever smoked before? And like a liar, I said, oh yeah, all the time. So she comes over. We'll call her... Give me a name, guys.
Tinder.
What? Give me a name.
Shit, I don't know. Denise.
Tinder.
Denise, yeah, okay. Denise comes over, and, you know, So, to say I had never smoked is kind of an understatement, because or not a lie, because I had smoked, like, joints before.
I thought you could say I have smoked meats, but not...
No. I have smoked meats. Smoked meats all the way, baby. But, anyway, what am I saying? But...
I don't know.
Oh, hello, Jekyll. We are recording. You are slightly late. I'm telling the story of the first time I got properly high. Trying new things like weed and Tinder and blind dates.
Oh,
so
yikes.
there I was, house sitting for my aunt, alone on a Thursday evening with Tinder loaded up and a girl on her way, saying that she had weed and just was down to hang for a few hours. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I go and I go down to the sketchy corner store and I grab an 18-pack of Mike's Black Cherry. Best one. Or whichever one it fucking was. The black raspberry? Black fucking, I don't know. But anyway, grab some Mike's because I'm a broke-ass college kid. And she turns up. And I had smoked joints before. Like, it's not that bad. I have a fairly high tolerance. At least I thought I did until she busts out a little leather pouch from her bag. And she pulls out a small jar and a glass tube. I did not know what I was getting into when she pulled out the fucking wax.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit.
It is the shit.
Great
It is at this point in my life, I would say it's my favorite way to smoke. 19-year-old Noel had no idea what the fuck he was doing as I took a big long draw and saw God. We were trying to watch a movie and I got about maybe like 15 minutes in or 4 hours in. I don't know. The couch grew fingers.
So you had resin for your first time.
Yeah, the couch grew fingers and like absorbed me, and I was just fucking.
I consume.
I could not move. I couldn't figure out where my feet ended. They were somehow merged with the floorboards, and it seemed like only a few seconds after I hit the resin that she was like, "Oh, you know what? It's been fun. I'm gonna head out." It might have been like an hour later, but she just fucking left. She didn't take anything, thank God, because I wouldn't have been able to stop her. But, dude, I just remember waking up the next morning, laying on the kitchen floor, a bag of Cheerios in one hand, a gallon of half and half in the other, 4 apple cores strewn randomly about, and a loaf of bread. It was sliced, but the top of each bread slice had been nibbled. And that's the first time I got high.
I distinctly remember the first time I was ever high, and
you know what?
Whippets don't count. Whippets don't count.
Jekyll, by the way, I think you showed up that morning, and we had an omelet competition.
That was then?
Yeah, you showed up the next morning. We had an omelet cook-off.
Huh.
Yep.
I didn't realize that's when that was, but good to know. Yeah, actually, my first time ever being high was with Noel. I forget what birthday it was. It was your birthday. You had just turned, I think you just 22?
22, 21, yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty
Were
sure
we
it was
living
22.
together at this point?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
because we were over at Peter's place.
Oh.
Yeah, we were celebrating his birthday, and like a genius. So before I ever tried substances, I used to be the biggest advocate of hey, don't do this. It's bad. You'll get addicted. Blah blah blah. And to this day, even though I partake, I still kind of say, if you've never done it, don't do it, kids. Because you will just want to do it again and again.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
School.
Yeah, stay in school. Don't do
Smoke
drugs.
weed every day.
You'll end up like us if you do.
School, you
Go
have
to school, smoke weed
but
every day.
don't do drugs. Anywho.
Yeah, instead of doing
just-
drugs, drink Focus Energy.
Oh, jeez.
It's better than drugs.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it was
God,
it was
they're
a
going to
really
regret having
it was
us
a really
be sponsored.
yeah. It was a bad mix though, because we were drinking ahead of time,
Yeah. Oh, was this?
and
Wait,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
was
no, no.
crossfaded.
This wasn't my birthday. This was New Year's.
no, no. I this was at Peter's. I'm telling you, it
Well,
was for
yeah,
your
but
birthday.
wasn't it New
That's the
Year's
whole
at
reason I
Peter's?
said I would smoke. Uh, I don't know.
Because
Maybe.
we
Who
had a
knows?
New Year's party at Peter's, and I showed up with like the cardboard crate with like 12 bottles in it.
It could have been.
And I think
But-
we were smoking my like Gandalf pipe, right?
Yes, we were smoking out of the Gandalf pipe, and we were smoking with Ned Flanders because that's that man's personality.
Howdy ho,
Oh
Peterino.
yes, we were with Peter Griffin and Ned Flanders. That's where we
Dude.
were.
That's
What?
honestly, don't call him Peter Griffin. That man's the guy that we keep calling Peter. He more looks like and has the personality of Cartman from South Park.
Yeah.
Respect my authority.
I kid you not.
Yeah. I
but
wish
I
he
had-
was joking.
So I was at least like 3 Coke and Rums in, and then like little bottles on the side, and then proceeded to say yes to Noel about like, hey, we're celebrating. Would you get high with me for the first time? And I'm like, sure, why not? If morals are going out the window, I'm glad I'm not already sober. What possibly could go wrong? And then proceeded to smoke 3 bowls.
Yeah, this was a good night.
Oh, it was something. It was something, all right. Considering I proceeded to keep drinking after that, and I remember, like the first time, I was like, "Huh, the voices are quiet for once. My legs aren't shaking as much. My anxiety is kind of going down. That's kind of weird. I don't like it." And then suddenly we got the giggles. And by the end of the night, I sat back in the recliner and realized every time I closed my eyes, the room would start spinning.
Mm-hmm.
And then realized I couldn't get up properly.
Yep.
And then my body was like, hey, we got something in our system and we need to put it in that toilet. And it's either coming out your mouth or your rear end. So you better get to it. And I remember army crawling through the bathroom
And
because I
dude,
slid out the chair.
we were
Oh,
all too fucked up to help you at that point.
No kidding?
Was the wait? Oh, I remember. Was this before or after you bet me I couldn't drink the entire handle of vodka that night?
I think Peter put you up to that, honestly.
I don't remember really because after about half of that handle, I couldn't get out of the chair anymore. So just, but I was determined to finish it. Not worth it. Not even close to
was-
worth it.
Mistake have been made.
Man, the first time I was crossfaded, it was an experience.
Oh yeah, tell us, tell us.
Dude, no.
I was over my ex's
We do have to
house,
tell some non-high stories at some point during this episode.
which we'll just call her.
Trying new things with drugs.
I was over my ex's house at the time, which we'll just call her goddess because she was named after a particular Greek goddess.
Okay, goddess.
Aphrodite.
I'm
Who
not
is
gonna say
actually
which one,
who
'cause
is
it'll-
actually named Aphrodite, man?
Someone who hates their kid.
Don't erase their kid.
Okay,
But
carry on.
I was over her house, and she also lived with our friend, who I'll call Sandwich.
Okay, so we have Aphrodite and Sandwich living in a house together.
We don't need another sandwich incident.
It has to be another sandwich incident.
Sure, we do. It'd be hilarious.
And I nicknamed her mom Ma because she was like chill as fuck and got high.
All
with us
right,
and
so
kept getting
Ma,
drunk.
Aphrodite, and Sandwich living together. Just keeping the
And
facts
they
straight.
just kept giving me shots. I don't know what it was, but it was like some clear liquor.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't no bitch. So I kept saying, I ain't no bitch.
Dude, every
Give me another shot.
time the words "I ain't no bitch" are uttered, everything goes downhill from this point.
Yeah, it
Also,
started off
when
with
the
playing with
words
my
"hold
knife.
my beer" are uttered, then
Yeah.
everything goes downhill.
So the downhill shit started off with me playing with my knife. And then I
Mm-hmm.
looked down and there was just blood. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh,
I
boy.
cut myself. I went to go stand up, and that's when the alcohol really hit me.
Uh-huh.
And my ex was
And
also fucked up. So I was trying to help
Mm-hmm.
guide us into the house, and we both fell. All at each other fucking laughing. She went
Wait.
somewhere
Did
and I
you
started
fall
climbing up
from
the
the
steps.
alcohol or the blood loss?
Don't know.
That's fair.
this this is when C found out that he cut off his own dick.
Oh no, my knife was too small for that. I would need a chainsaw.
Dude, my dick is 8 inches around.
Bro, if I lost 2 inches, that shit would be inverted.
My dick is 8 inches inside of me.
Yes. No,
Whoa!
my dick is only 1 inches, but it's 10 inches across. It's the mythical pancake dick.
Satin,
God.
Satin, does yours happen to be owned by a very horrible dragon or a naughty dragon or you could say a bad dragon?
Blood dragon.
No.
Oh. What the fuck
He
are we
said
doing?
8 inches out of him.
Well,
Yeah.
you
Still
know,
gotta put Satin on
this
first
is
story.
our first sponsored video, guys.
Oh no.
And we went on
Hey,
one hell of a
we should have
tangent.
thought of a different topic for today.
Yo, whatever. Carry on. This is all we got.
So like,
We're getting
I
one video
proceeded
out of
to
this
climb my
sponsorship.
way up the steps, and I
Mhm.
knocked on my hands and knees, knocked open Sandwich's room. She was in there with her boyfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm. What's
Then I
what was
passed the
what was
fuck out.
Sandwich's boyfriend called? Like mustard or something?
I don't know. Sure.
No, it's
white
Jared.
bread.
White
It was
bread.
white bread.
All right. Sandwich and bread in the room fucking. Got it.
Yeah, they probably were. I busted in there, and then I proceeded to black out. Then I woke back up, was talking to
Oh.
them incoherently, then I blacked out again. Then I
Are you
woke
sure
back
bread
up.
didn't fuck you?
Funny thing is,
Oh my god!
pretty sure he did it. But I woke back up, being carried Broadway style by white bread. He put me in the bed in the other room, and he covered me
All
up.
right. Has your
So I
asshole
hopped out
ever
of the
recovered
bed.
from this?
Hey, I'm a pro.
Okay. Good thing you're experienced.
Man said he clenched.
So I woke back up and started running out of the house saying, let's just say I said C. No one put C in the corner, but I said my actual name. I started yelling, no one put C in the corner. No one put C in the corner.
Dude,
Tried
so
to run
you
down the
woke up,
street.
went outside, and started quoting freaking Dirty Dancing. Okay, got it.
Yep. Checks out.
I fell out. I ran. They brought me back. I fell out on the grass and started yelling F you to my choir director who wasn't even there, was called Mr. H.
Oh
Said,
no.
fuck you, Mr. H. Then they started like gathering me up to take me home and I started screaming, no, they're kidnapping me. They're kidnapping me. I'm black and these white people are kidnapping me.
Okay.
And
Hold
Mom
on.
was on the porch yelling, yeah, stop kidnapping him. He's black. You can't kidnap him.
Dude, this
Mom is
See, I'm
white,
going
by
to
the
make
way.
it a purpose to kidnap you at some point.
This just reminded me of another time I tried something, was forced into something. Who knows? There I was, sitting quietly, listening to music. It's about 2017 at this point. Maybe 2018 at this point. And I'm sitting there about 2 hours until soccer practice, alone in the corner of the lunchroom, few others in the school. And lo and behold, from across the way, I hear the click-clack of multiple sets of heels.
Oh, the indoctrination. I know this.
looking up, I see 3 girls. I don't even remember if they were attractive or not. I have no memory of what these people looked like. But I was a high school boy, so basically 10 out of 10. Because titties. I don't know. But they say to me, and I quote this in exact words, "Hey, Noel, you wanna come with us for a while to the other end of the school? We need another guy for this thing we're doing." And man, I thought about it for a second. And by the time I was done thinking, I realized I was already there. And I look up, I look around to see sequined dresses, fucking a stage, spotlights, and this fat bastard Jekyll looking at me like I should have run away.
Okay, so this is when I withhold all this information. But it makes me so much happier knowing that I told them where you were.
I am sure you did. I have no doubt about that.
They were like, "Hey, shouldn't you come along? You're his friend." And I'm like, no. Go ask him.
And that is how I got recruited into a cult in high school called show choir.
Oh,
Yep. And I was stuck.
I was almost in that.
Dude, I was stuck for the rest of the year. It was a blast, honestly. It was fun. But also,
show choir
Me
is
being
great.
forced into men's chorus was a lot less culty. It
Dude.
was me singing around the choir director and my friends, and it was like, "Oh yeah, you're going to choir next year." I didn't have a choice.
dude, I got. They summoned a succubus and mind controlled me and chained me down and forced me into a blood contract. There may have actually been a blood contract involved. I don't remember. There
definitely was.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to give up.
We used pussy to lure one of my friends in the theater.
That checks out. I think I just told that story. See?
Yeah, he's. The thing is, though, he's still with her. He got a kid.
Oh damn.
That.
I did end up getting a girlfriend out of this exchange at some point.
That
But
girlfriend was a freaking trooper, though. Holy crap. She fell off one of the risers during a performance, did a full barrel roll, got up, did a cute little pose, and then proceeded to go back up and dance in time.
dude, I feel like
Yeah,
half
because
of
the show must go on.
yeah, half of show choir did that at one point or another. Oh, also, from this show choir cult, I also ended up with 2 dates to my senior prom.
Talk both of them.
I did actually take 2 girls to senior prom. I
Skipped out on prom. I got high and drunk instead.
got high and drunk at prom.
The first
I didn't want to be around all those
was...
bougie ass people at that bougie ass building.
Yeah.
And pay all that damn money and shit.
Yeah,
the
so
first time
I-
I went was with the Toxic X, and then the second time I went by myself.
Yeah, my senior prom, I went with my current girlfriend, and my buddy asked me to buy his girlfriend a ticket because he was going to be absent the day they were selling tickets or something like that. And then he ended up not going, but she went with me and my girlfriend anyway. So, whoa, what an unfortunate event. I have to take 2 girls to prom. Oh, no.
Yeah, I wonder if that would have ever reflected something else that would happen in your life, like possibly living and also dating 2 girls.
Hey, you know, maybe this is the story of
Hey.
how I met Tomb and Swan. It's not, but
Hey, monogamy
I
is
was about to
stupid.
say,
The story of
I
how I
would
met
remember.
Tomb and Swan is another one I could tell about trying new things. But I have to just get some approval from the production staff real quick. I have been given the thumbs up to tell this story. So, the story of how I got 2 girlfriends and now live with them. Well, one day, a young Noel was alone in the SideQuest headquarters studio, which he had just purchased because he just moved out of he and Jekyll's house because that house was a fucking nightmare. No offense, Jekyll, but it was.
It was.
Yep. But so I was living on my own, and here I was scrolling through X-rated dating app.
I have no idea how you found that app.
Yeah, no one knows. Who knows?
No one knows.
Nobody knows. Definitely not Jekyll's
Definitely wasn't
recommendation.
Jekyll.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, but anyway.
Randomly came across it.
Anyway, so there I was. I uploaded one picture. I uploaded a singular picture to my profile, and that is all. I created a fake name, I put one picture up, and I sat there and swiped. And then someone comes across my screen. A tomb writer. And then we talked about musicals, I think. I'm pretty sure we had like a 2-hour conversation about musicals, which somehow led to, hey, I kind of want to get tied up. Hey, you kind of want to come over? Sure. And she did.
I mean,
she came over that
talking about
night.
Phantom of the Opera will definitely get you.
No,
dishes.
we were talking about Sweeney Todd, if I remember correctly.
I fucking love Sweeney
That
Todd.
will get you
That
bitches.
shit
That's
is
for
golden.
City.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd is one of the few musicals I tolerate. That, and then Tick Tick Boom, and occasionally Hamilton. And I think that's the end of my musical list. Also, Green
Not
Day.
bad option.
Green Day also counts, though I've never actually seen the musical. The album just kicks ass. Anyway, moving
The
on.
Wiz is amazing.
Haven't seen it. But continuing on. Yeah, so Tomb arrives at my door. And Tomb was in a bad state at the time. Between apartments, so living in a car with a cat. And I swear, this is the honest truth. I only have either of my girlfriends because when they told me, oh yeah, my cat's in the car, I said, that's fucking stupid, bring her inside. And that cat has been inside my house ever since. She's a cunt.
You
This-
liar. That cat's
Thi-
adorable.
No, that cat wants to kill the other cat. Violently. They have been
Well, of course,
fighting
the
nonstop
cats.
for the last 2 weeks.
Don't you know cats are gangbangers? Those niggas
Anyway.
are worse than the Crips and the Bloods.
Well, apparently, there was nothing in depth that happened that night, really. We talked about Critical Role. I tied her up a bit. We watched some TV. We watched some Markiplier. I tied her up a little bit more. We ate a frozen pizza. I went to bed in my bedroom. She slept on my couch. Come to find out the next morning that this was only able to happen because her friend lived the next block over and would have murdered me if anything had happened to the tracking app that they had installed on their phones. And that is how I got my first girlfriend. A few weeks go by. Everything's going great. One night I'm invited out to try something new. To try an activity no one would fucking expect from me. Line dancing.
For those
You
playing
said
the long
line
game
dancing?
that haven't seen Noel is pretty much nothing more than an alt boy with tattoos and tries to give off skater energy when in reality he likes to stay inside and play games, and also is very neurodivergent.
Yeah.
He's a great friend, but also definitely not country.
Except for the fact that I grew up in the country, and also, fuck you, I do skate. I've been twice this year already.
Twice. Only twice.
It's been freezing until, like, this week!
Skill issue.
Yeah, how many times have you been to the skate park, fat ass?
Damn, you went for the juggler.
Alright, sorry about that. I do apologize for that. But, so there
Shake
I
his
am,
ass.
wearing spiked dress shoes, a black and rose colored shirt, and a vibrator bullet around my neck as I show up to the line dancing bar, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. I just decided, you know what, if I'm gonna go to a new bar, might as well be a threat. I did not realize that it was Tomb's friend's birthday party. And, she had just gotten her nipples pierced. And she was excited to share this, not with the world, with me, specifically. As we had a 3-hour conversation about kink and nipples. 45 minutes of that 3-hour conversation was her trying to convince me to get my nipples pierced.
Do it.
I did not do it. I don't think it looked good on me. Also, I wear too many ripped clothes.
I would tie strings to them and tie them
Let
to your
those
bed while you're sleeping.
titties show.
Anyway, her parents were also there for a portion of the night. They left. I don't know if before this conversation happened or not, but they weren't paying attention during this conversation. Probably. Anyway, I leave the bar thinking I would never see this woman again. Come to find out, maybe 2 weeks later, she's in my fucking living room. And we're playing, I think, we had gotten drunk. And we were playing Truth or Dare? Cards Against Humanity? Both? I think we played both that night. But the worst of it happened during Truth or Dare. In which case, somebody was like, oh, Swan, truth. And I don't know who said it, maybe Tomb said, oh, what's something on your bucket list? Oh, I realized what I'm about to say. I'm gonna carry on now because I'm being held at gunpoint. I must finish the story. It's only funny if I finish the story. It's also funny if I freak the fuck out a little bit first.
Put the shovel down before you dig that grave a little too deep.
I'm just gonna keep going. Eventually I'll see daylight. Send help. Anyway, the topic comes up of, what's something on your bucket list, Swan? Oh, I've always wanted to try pegging someone. And you know what? I'll be real, I would be open to trying it. And I said as much.
See, Snetton? You're not the only one with 18 inches inside of him.
I said as much. I said I'd be open to trying it.
Where did you get a foot and a half from? Motherfucker, if it's that far in, you're tickling their kidney.
Yeah. Anyway, I said as much, and the next interaction went, everybody sat around, eyebrows raised, held breath. I looked to Tomb, my current girlfriend. I looked to Swan, some girl. I look back at Tomb. Tomb nods. I look back at Swan. And I think the next words were out of Swan's mouth were, wanna fuck? And such unicorning began. Lasted about fucking 10 seconds. because we immediately started texting as if we'd been dating for a year. Pretty much 24/7. Week later, she goes to a 21 Pilots concert and asks to borrow some of my shit. I think it was a necklace. It was a dog tag 21 Pilots. And then some comment was made. Let's see if I can get the quoting correct. I am not going to get the quoting correct. I'm being held at gunpoint again, this time in the opposite direction. I'm being lifted out of the hole. I am not allowed to. I am not allowed to say exactly what was said. The legal team is advising me not to say this. Anyway, some things were said, and it amounted to me asking permission if I could eventually ask her out. To which she said, "Fuck no." And then refused to talk to me for like 2 days. And then she came back 2 days later and said, "All right, maybe." And then I waited for a few more days. And I'm pretty sure she said, "You can ask now." So I did. No. I have been shot down twice.
To ask again, and you still said no.
She
My
said
respect for that woman got so much higher
she said no a second time.
after telling you to ask again.
Yes. So I sat down and did nothing for a few hours. And then she sat in my lap and also did nothing for a few hours. And then said yes. And it took them several months to start dating after that. They started dating like last month. So, my advice to everyone out there. Fucking just be a person. I don't know.
I thought you were about to say try new things. That would have been a perfect.
Try new things. Try new things.
So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say this real quick. Something new I just tried. I just introduced my sister to this podcast for the first time tonight, and God, I hope she doesn't see this one.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Wait, whoa. You just introduced your sister to this podcast. What, the last two
Apparently-
episodes?
I know. That's what I'm scared of.
You introduced your sister immediately before we released the seduction episode? Yo, someone go check this man's browser tags.
Oh no. No step, bro.
I always start the sandwich. No. Because I was bragging. I'm like, look, we're getting a brand deal. Look at this. And she's like, yeah. When the fuck did you start a podcast? I'm like, I thought I told you. My dad knew. And because they're telling me all this stuff. And she's like, nah, you need to send me a link. And I sent her the sandwich one because I thought that one hit pretty hard.
Yeah,
And now
the sandwich one is great.
Yeah, what I want to do with our podcast and its episodes, I would love to show it to somebody like younger than me, maybe like in high school or middle school or something. Just
Dude.
show it to them, and just the sentence I want to leave my mouth would be, "You look at that, tell me there's a God."
Yes.
Just,
We are your gods.
I'm so screwed.
You are going to hell.
Okay, so to everyone at home, try new things, but first.
Yeah, you better try new things, but also hide them from your family.
Oh god.
Yes.
Oh, I'm really looking.
Oh.
no.
All right,
Anyhow.
Satin, you've been awful quiet. What have you tried in your life?
Yes. Pull the dick out your mouth and speak, Satin.
Yes.
Shut your fucking mouth.
The worst part is, I pulled it out of his ass to get it out of his mouth.
You motherfuckers.
I love how it went from 8 inches to 18 inches, and now it's just impaling you.
All
Yeah.
the way through. That's another
Yeah.
tag.
The Hawk.
That's some good cleaning.
Mm.
Fuck's sake.
So what's something you've tried, Satin, that you were like,
Besides
this is
dick.
new?
Apparently, he's trying to wipe this all from his memory.
Yeah,
No,
but
I think trying new things
I'm
for
just trying to
Satin
hope
is like
in the middle of this conversation that I just pass out.
I think one thing he tried was dressing up as a Pokemon furry.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon furry.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Because I'm trying to always point you towards the furry court so they'll forget me eventually.
Oh no, I actually.
Nigga, you right there
Hey,
with you. With 'em.
don't worry,
not hurt.
Jekyll. Don't worry, Jekyll. I
We'll always be there.
when it's time to put you on trial, I just fucking thought of this. I have an expert witness I could bring in for the furry trial. If
Who's your expert witness?
I have expert witnesses. I have my sources.
I
Oh god.
can't think of anyone that would agree with you.
Don't worry. You'll,
No,
you
no,
got a
no.
way to close
I don't
your
know
ass
if they'd
to you.
agree with me, but I could think of somebody who would be an excellent judge, and it would be fucking hilarious.
Can you give me a clue?
No.
I
That would
I'm-
be expecting too much.
We cannot have you influencing the jury preemptively. It needs to be a fair
I could
trial.
only think of like an axe that would probably.
It needs to be a fair trial that we're going to rig in our favor.
Yes. This needs to be a fair trial,
Just
which
like
means only
America.
I can pay off the judge.
Who's the judge?
The judge!
You'll figure out on the day.
The judge is...
Can we just make the audience the judge, please?
Nah.
The
They will
judge
be
is
too
called
soft for you.
Mercury, as the production team has just told me.
Mercury. Excuse me.
Yeah,
What?
mercury. We're
Yes,
going to all
Mercury.
have mercury poisoning.
Yes, we are
That's
going to
the
get
first thing
Mercury
I
Okay, if
thought.
poisoning.
that's involved, I'm down. But like,
We
jeez.
also need to get this approved by Mercury at some point, because I haven't talked to them about it.
Whoop.
That's why it's called being drafted for jury duty. You don't get a choice in it.
Yeah, just gaslight them into saying yes.
Yeah.
All I'm
Anyway,
going to say is growling at random does not make you a furry.
a little bit.
No, it doesn't.
Growling at random objects makes you a little bit of a furry. Simping
No, it
over a porn rabbit also makes you a furry.
Okay, look, Haru has nothing to do with this, and I didn't simp over that rabbit.
The fuck you didn't.
Excuse me.
Sure, it sounds like you sound guilty.
Honestly, if you were going to use anything, actually, never mind. I'm going to shut my mouth before I
Oh
actually
wait, it's
give you
Juno,
good
isn't it?
evidence. That's wait, Juno.
The
Oh,
wolf
oh
woman.
god. Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Uh-huh.
No, I was thinking of a different wolf, but we're not going to talk about that because that was
Oh!
No.
I know
Bring it
this. Well, I do believe that Jekyll owns a Luna body pillow if my evidence is been collected
Oh
correctly.
no, no, Jekyll,
Yes.
no.
Sure, right? That would be funny.
She made fun of she called y'all out in the show.
Only those Sikh freaks who look
Not
at you.
only do I have an expert witness, I also have reliable sources.
I'm going to murder you. This is going to be one of those juries where you get shot outside of the courtroom.
I hope death waits
Oh,
me.
also,
I was about to say
another
you could
another
two-face his
piece of
ass, so
interrogated
ask him.
evidence. Was one of your childhood crushes wait, was she or was she not one of your childhood crushes? Nala the lion.
Believe it or not, I only liked her eyes. I
Uh-huh.
didn't have any tension
Right,
with her.
because it was the major fuck me eyes.
I do have to wonder about why the fuck they gave that lion such fuck me eyes.
See, okay, now we gotta put Noel on the trial because
Oh,
he said
we
that.
don't.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
questioning
fucking
the
eyes.
animation. Have you
What?
not? Do you not know what we're talking about? See,
I grew up with Lion King. I had the cassette tape of it.
Yeah?
You see that fuck me eyes?
she did have fuck me eyes, dude.
When they're laying
No.
during Can You Feel the Love Tonight, she licks his cheek and then she does those eyes. I have a photographic memory, it's not that I can remember it, okay?
No, it's just the amount of times you've seen it in porn.
I have not.
Just cat eyes.
Honestly, when you started talking about childhood crushes, I thought you were going to go for the easy one, which is Lola Bunny, but who wasn't there?
That's that.
I wasn't.
hmm
Shut up, you watched Space Jam!
I've
Yeah,
never
but
seen
she
Space
was a
Jam.
rabbit. If I were to go with somebody with the rabbit last name, it would be Jessica Rabbit because she was at least human.
Yes! Yes! Also, you get with that goofy guy, so try new things, try to be funny, and you'll get more girls that way.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, anyway, back to trying new things. What else have we tried in our lives?
This podcast.
We have tried this podcast and YouTube in general, but that's an easy mark on this one because we can't not talk about that. We prove that we're trying new shit every week when we continuously fail.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a miracle it's gone as well as it
Yeah.
has.
We are just
Half
on
the
a
time, I don't even know what we're doing until we get here.
dude. I think this podcast is just. It's just the cacophonous sound of us continuously falling down a set of stairs. And we might hit greatness on the way down, or we're gonna break our necks.
No, I'm saying the only thing we hit on the way like down, because the stairs are continuously going up. The only thing we hit on the way down is just like a sheet of glass
Yeah.
in the middle.
Somehow we're falling down the stairs, but it seems to be an escalator, so we're somehow also on the rise. I don't know exactly what the hell kind of Looney Tunes ass staircase we're on. It might be that. It might be that one from Mario 64, actually. The one where you're
What
just
kind-
So
going
we're
up
in
and
that
up.
one.
And...
We're in that one fucked up painting.
yeah, we are.
Steps everywhere.
You know, we're in the middle of it the entire time. Like just the middle of the fucking staircase the entire time, and we're just constantly rolling, but we're not going down or up.
Yeah, we're just
high and
in
hallucinating.
perpetual pain.
Yep.
Turns
Let's
out
see.
we've been in a padded room the whole time.
Let's see, what else have we tried? You know what? Actually, I'm not going to choose what I've tried. What else has Jekyll dragged me into in my life?
That's a very good question. Sorry, I was dealing with a client. So let's see. What have I
Stop
dragged you in?
prostituting. You $5 holla hoe.
Well, okay, so it wasn't exactly prostitutes, but Jekyll did very much want to go to a strip club a few times.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I thought you were going to talk about the time.
I've
that
never
I was
been,
off.
but I've had multiple relatives work at them.
I fucking hate strip clubs. They are so sleazy and gross. Jekyll had
No,
the
you gotta
time
go
of
to
his
the-
life, though.
You gotta go to the high
The
class,
funny
expensive
thing-
white ones that all the porn stars go to.
Okay, can I tell that story? The
Yeah,
trying
go
new
ahead.
things? Okay, so the night that we went as a group to the strip club, it was supposed to be a wholesome thing. At least in my book, I don't know about the other
How
two.
in the fuck?
Um,
Okay, hold on. Court is
It was
back.
a bucket list item.
Court is back in session. Define wholesome and then relate a strip club to it.
Okay. I'm going to say right now the reason it was wholesome is because I was like, because we tried to do it originally when we turned 18, and they said that we had to wear yellow shirts inside the place, and I wasn't going to do that.
Wait,
You had to be
what do you-
21.
Dude, I wasn't there for that.
No, you definitely were. We were inside of that college parking lot, and we were calling up places because we were trying to do stuff late at night. And
What?
we were 18, and we thought that we could get in.
What? I was never standing in a college parking lot with you, calling up strip
Sammy, you
clubs.
remember?
Who?
I definitely remember this. Anyways, moving on because we're running out of time. So the reason I say this is wholesome is because it was a bucket list item. Because you hear everyone lives it up, and I still don't know if I'm ever going to get out of this godforsaken state. But
Okay,
um,
hold on. I just need to. Everyone lives it up at a strip club. As far as I know, the only people who actually enjoy strip clubs are old men who can't get it up anymore.
Not only and women. I know a lot of straight women who enjoy.
Yes,
That's
you
also
got,
true.
you got old men who don't get it up anymore, and you got bachelorette parties. Those are the only people I've ever heard of having a good time at a strip club. Also, you're 20 fucking 4. Why are you working on your bucket list? Are you planning on kicking it sometime?
Yeah,
Well, you never
maybe.
know. So, okay, someone say something for like 2 minutes. I have to let another car through.
All right, well, shit. All right, let me set the scene here. There we were, in a dingy ass parking lot in the middle of the street, because this place was a shithole. Weird blue lights, like disco lights outside the building. I hated
Yeah.
it. It was gross. Another strip club next door because this entire fucking street was strip clubs for some reason.
That other
Yeah,
one
I can
is
see.
worse. Just
Why
saying.
have you been?
That's two. Anyways, okay, I'll take it back over. So, long story short, we go there. I'm trying to make it a bucket list. We're just trying to get like one dance and also drink. We sit at the bar. It's very annoying because we're very socially awkward people. Never been to a strip
Also-
club before. It was just weird.
I would also like to point out, Jekyll, not understanding how strip clubs work, thought the correct time to get there was 7 p.m. We
didn't
were the
know.
only people in the building.
Oh god.
I mean, it's
Oh,
better than
God.
being around a lot of people
like
who
that?
are going to be kind of rude.
There weren't even strippers there yet. There was one old lady who was the bartender.
She was nice though.
She was nice, but it was weird.
She needed to put
Okay.
pants back on. It was very weird.
There was. She was fully
was sipping
clothed,
all the
and I'm
water.
glad she was.
Okay, time skip. It gets later.
No
It
wrinkly
gets a little
titty.
bit more busy. There's a little bit more dancers. We move from the bar to
I
one
just
of the tables.
want
and
to
settling area.
point out that we just time skipped in a story about a strip club. We spent 3 hours sitting in an empty strip club.
I had a
Yep.
few good drinks. It was fun.
I didn't. I
so-
tried to leave twice and walk home.
Nah, blood in, blood out, motherfucker. Anyways, so we were sitting at the table, and it started to get a little bit more lively, and I will say, the first interaction I had, our buddy, well, my buddy, no longer Noel's buddy, had completely called me out on my type, and like, there's all these people walking by, and like, I think
I just
the
want
one dude got
to
a dance.
clarify real quick. Jekyll's type is about 5 foot nothing and not into him because she's gay.
Okay, we're not
Consistent-
talking about we're not talking about my lesbian girlfriend right now. Okay,
I'm not talking about
Me
your
and her-
lesbian girlfriend. I'm talking about your last 4 girlfriends.
Oh, anyways, that's not
Sounds like it's not wrong.
Okay. The thing is, that's just what I end up with. I really don't care about looks. I'm very much about personality. But also, I do have some preferences sometimes.
Personality doesn't fucking want you.
Yeah, no, most of that personality doesn't. Those people don't like me. It's great. And I think that's why I like them so much, is because I want people who hate me, and I don't know what that says about me. But
Some form
we're
of
looking around, and our friend points out, "Oh no, that's the one you want." I'm like, "Who?" And I turn around, and I usually have a decent poker face. I very much gave a tell because this woman was 6'7", heels, goth mommy with
Oh, yeah.
muscle on her. she.
I forgot your other type. Crush my balls, please.
No. But
Excuse me, madam.
I-
Could you please take your thighs and crush my head like a watermelon?
Yes,
no.
exactly.
Here's the worst part. I don't even call her over. Our buddy does. He points at her, gives her the little like come over here wave, and then proceeds to point at me. And she walks up behind me, lays her tits on the top of my head, looks down at me, and says, "You want to go?" And I said the
Why?
only responsible answer, and that was yes, please.
He said that way too smoothly. It was more like, yeah.
I beg of you.
He first scooped
I'm not
himself.
even in the block yet.
Hey,
I'm going to yell
hey.
at you for that one.
He first scooped himself up off the floor because he had melted, put himself in the freezer for a little while until he was a human again, and then begged on his hands and knees to be taken into the back room.
That's not at all how it worked, but I will say, walking into that back room and the fact that her head was above mine sent shivers down my spine in a good way. But she was very nice. We had a very lovely conversation back there. She actually gave me 2 dances for free since she knew that it was my first time. And no, she was great.
I'm surprised you would have a conversation with your head being crushed.
Believe it or not, my head wasn't the thing being crushed. Anyways.
Like I said, it was his balls. I called this.
But the funny thing is, I don't think I have
He
the
does not
normal.
deny it.
I don't have the normal interactions at strip clubs that most people do. I think the
Like,
second
we can
time
tell.
we went in, it was just me and Noel. And
the fuck it was. I have never gone back to a strip club.
No, because this one was from our hometown that we found out.
I wasn't
she had-
there.
Oh, that wasn't who did it?
That was you and Betty.
Oh, I don't know. But one of the workers came up to me at the bar, obviously trying to get a sale, and I was kind of like, "I'm just here for drinks," and we started talking. And turns out, she grew up in the same hometown as me and Noel, and
Whoa.
it was-
What the fuck? Sit back down on the bench. You're being accused in court again.
what?
You went to a strip club just to have drinks? I call bullshit.
I like the atmosphere. They play good
You
music.
like the atmosphere. Are you 80?
It's got smoke and fog machines. It's dark. You get drinks, and honestly, you tend to have some pretty cool conversations.
Are you a 75-year-old divorced man?
Well, one of the personalities
Keyword
in my
on
head
divorce.
is
I think you. Shit.
Don't worry about
No.
it.
I do suffer from DID.
No, I
Dick.
think you underestimated how many niggas from the hood like to go to strip clubs.
Man, I don't know. I've never spent
yeah.
any significant amount of time in the strip club because the factor of Jekyll's story that he failed to mention is, one, he had driven everyone to the strip club, which is why I didn't leave before. But while he was getting all cozy with his ball-crushing woman, I got up and left. I walked out and walked a half mile back to our house.
Yeah. But I was having a conversation and I didn't know you left. I was in a back room. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I'm never going to a strip club again.
I mean, that's fair.
You should have joined.
honestly
You should have
never
joined
wanted
him for
to-
the ball crushing.
No, I'm not into that.
Nah. But the girl from the hometown was cool because she completely turned off dancer mode and she hung out with me the rest of the night just talking about that until the club closed. And granted, she did show me her profile on a certain app that's very popular. she's like, yeah,
Right.
you see this basketball hoop? Yeah, that's by the old torn down school that is in our hometown. And I'm like, no kidding, I know exactly where that is. And she's like, yeah, a lot of people came out and stared at me while I was taking these pictures. And she was dressed as Lola Bunny. Anyways, moving on. So
Another piece of evidence for the furry court.
it's not like that. That was coincidental.
You
Sure
Coincidental,
was.
but not something you hate.
Yes, sure, it was coincidental, but there also seems to be a lot of furry coincidences lining up in your life.
I'm just feral. Bite me.
That doesn't help your
That's
case.
another mark. That's another.
Just
Decla-
because my masks are animals and they're skeleton animals does not mean I'm a furry.
Okay,
I just growl,
first
and I'm a
off,
big.
you growl, you wear a animal mask, and you just declared to the entire internet, I'm feral.
And
Yeah.
that's to bite you.
Humans are a type of animal. Humans have their own version of being primate. It's called being
A furry.
caveman. I
Uh-huh.
think.
It's called
No!
being a furry.
I don't like how this has become the furry court all of a sudden.
Nope,
Look,
this
so
is
if you tune in next week,
It was
for our
happening eventually.
Yep. If you tune in next week, we will hear Jekyll defend himself in court.
do
Again.
we actually want to make that the court episode?
I don't know. We will think about it. Also, we kind of
Any
failed
witness
at
you want, I'll-
Dude, I have tried so many wholesome things in my life. I have tried real things, and we talked about drugs and sex for an hour.
Yeah, we did.
Hey, thanks for the sponsor.
some shit.
Yeah, thanks for the
So
sponsorship.
yeah. Crap,
We
we're never
are
gonna
so
see that again, are we?
We're doing great, dude. Every time we go off the rails like this, our numbers skyrocket.
Well, that's
I feel
good.
like that.
There is a direct correlation for how much time we spend off topic and how high our numbers go.
You know how high I am.
Isn't that our whole entire thing about being a side quest and
Yes.
we're staying on the same point?
Yes, it is. So we're doing
like,
great.
you
We're
see what
staying
we do. We
perfectly on
can't-
topic by being off
If
topic.
this wasn't our brand, like we would not be able to stay on topic.
That is why I made this our brand.
That's like asking a Kardashian to keep their legs closed.
That's like the Kardashians saying no to a butt implant. It just doesn't happen.
Well, I think we're going to have to start making our way back to the main quest now. We've been going for an hour, and I'd like to give a big thank you to Satin, C, and Jekyll for making it out tonight. Next time, Jekyll, you are under arrest, and you will be tried for the court of furry. Next week, we will have we will have character witnesses, we will have evidence presentation, and we will bring in an expert witness to cross-examine you.
If you bring
Yeah, we
in
would
more
definitely
than
not
like
bribe.
one person, I'm going to be impressed.
Oh,
But at the
you-
same time, can
you-
we do this when I'm not at work?
No, of course not.
No,
No,
we have
can
to
we
do this so everyone can see.
And right now we're doing this. Please.
Lawyer up, bitch! All right, have a good night, everybody. We're gonna get out of here.
Bumble clots.
Bye.
Bye.
Bumble clots.